Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at my journey to 20 OS. Beyond All Reason is a difficult game, and the journey has been quite difficult in certain areas. I've had some great moments, and I've had a bunch of harder moments on top of it. This journey starts with someone we all know and love, Winter Gaming. I was on a quest to find the perfect RTS when I came across one of his videos. Little did I realize how much Beyond All Reason would fit my RTS style. So of course I did what any new player would do, and I searched for it on Steam, which led to absolutely nothing. I'd always been a fan of RTS, so I wasn't going to stop there, and I eventually found the game on their website. After I downloaded it, I jumped into a scenario, and it was quite different from any other RTS I've played. The build power system was very strange to me. Trying to experiment with all these different buildings and units was a bit overwhelming. But I did it, and I beat the first scenario after my second attempt. And then I pushed through to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. I finally got to the point where I was ready. I was sure I could do some multiplayer. I had been doing a little bit of research online, and I was pretty confident. Now, as you would expect, I got dumpstered, and I got dumpstered again and again, and just kept losing game after game, game after game. But I kept on learning, I kept on trying new tactics, and eventually it paid off. I began to improve in my multiplayer setting, and over time I was winning games. I would watch videos like The Brightworks and see what he had to say about different unit types and try to implement some of his strategies. There weren't really a lot of tutorial videos at the time that I was trying to learn the game, so it made the learning process a bit more difficult than I would have liked. It was not all victory and shining medals for me though. I still had so much to learn about the game. At this point in my journey, I honestly just took the game as pure fun, and I enjoyed playing against other people. I didn't even realize I was ranking up as I was playing because I just enjoyed the gameplay loop. There became a point though where I realized that I started to become the carry on my team. This also meant that I had to take a bit more responsibility for what happened in the games, and honestly, I kind of stopped playing. It had gotten to the point where I felt like I couldn't get past a certain threshold, where I was starting to blame my teammates for the losses. And due to my experience with other competitive games, I knew this was a terrible idea because it really just doesn't help you focus on ways you can improve. And so, that's right, it had gotten to the point where I was ready to uninstall. How could I keep going like this? I was the best player on the team, every time. And all of these new players, they had no idea what they were doing. How can I carry this? What am I supposed to do? I basically just decided I'm not going to do Beyond All Reason anymore, and I'm going to go play some other stuff. And I started playing other games like Factorio, CSGO, stuff like that. Every once in a while I'd jump back on and do a Beyond All Reason game, and it was alright. I didn't end up playing the game consistently for about 3 months. But one of my friends loved the game, and I love playing with him, and you've probably seen him on some of my streams if you've watched those. CD. So we'd always play together, and he always made sure I was still into Beyond All Reason. And I started playing it more, and playing against bots and completing all the scenarios. Eventually it got to the point where we would dumpster every bot, especially when we were playing together. And I decided, you know what, I'm going to get into multiplayer and start to learn how to improve myself. And there you have it. Once again, I was pretty addicted to the game, and I just really enjoyed playing it. I'm definitely not a conventional player by any means, and honestly, I like to test things that others haven't, so I got flamed a lot for trying different strategies, but I had my rank to prove that at least some of them were working. And eventually, before I even realized it, I was up to 25 OS and, bounced between 20 and 25 OS, which is honestly perfectly acceptable for how much I've played the game. Your journey likely is similar to mine in a lot of ways. Sure, you might not be at quite the same OS, but that doesn't really matter. The game is meant to be played for fun and enjoyment. Ultimately, if you don't enjoy the game anymore, then I would recommend that you go to something else. Just, find a friend to play with. I really enjoyed the co-op, especially when I was first learning the game. And you can even incorporate the scavengers and the raptors to make the game even more interesting. Just keep in mind, don't give up on the multiplayer. The multiplayer is there as a competitive scene. And the point of this video is really just to encourage you not to give up, and always remember that this game does exist, and it is still pretty new. They're going to be coming out with a lot of updates, and we don't really know what it will turn into in the future. I hope maybe this will motivate some of you to keep going, and maybe encourage some who might have given up on the game to just give it another shot, and those who are having trouble in multiplayer, just start playing with some friends in a private server. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely smash the subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the battlefield.